I think that everything that we've said really focuses on one essential theme to Hesse, and this is perhaps his abiding theme, the theme that underlies everything, and that theme is grounded in a question: how do we become the deepest, most mature and most creative and most useful kind of individual? How do we become someone who is so grounded in the truth of life that we become an instrument of life's most holy purpose? From my point of view, this is what I call sacred activism, because I believe that at this moment in the history of the planet, we can only go forward if we fuse together the deepest spiritual awareness with wise, compassionate, clear, just, radical action on every level. Because mysticism alone isn't going to do it, and activism alone isn't going to do it, but there is a deep truth in both which can be united and can create in each of us the deep, rich, mature individual that can then act from that wealth of inner awakening to help and serve and transform the world. How do you see Hesse's poetry as helping us in this tremendous adventure? Because I know that this is very sacred to you, and I know that you feel that he has an enormous role to play in helping us shape ourselves to become these gentle warriors of loving action.
Hesse, in his indirect way of teaching,
It's totally indirect, yes.
without preaching,
No preaching.
without any kind of missionary
Right.
purpose, and he was very much aware of what missionaries
Could do.
can do
Yes.
in order to save a soul towards the right way.
As a poet, as a loving mother of the soul, not a dictator. Yes.
At one point, he is giving an invitation. And the invitation is towards letting go of the how and of the why.
What do you mean?
Instead of that, by simply paying attention to who and what is in front of us.
Right.
That is the because. That is the gift and that which asks something from us. So when we are in the presence of authentic and natural interaction with real people, with interaction with what is happening in nature at a particular season in our life, we will be addressed. We don't have to send 1,000 emails. There is another kind of continuous flow of messages that calls us, invites us. And if we respond in a loving, patient way,
With patient loving and
with
loving
patient
patience.
loving, then that current of life does not need our direction.
Right.
It does not need to be put on the right path or the right course.
Right. It is already everything.
It is
Yes.
giving us as a gift our own presence, and then we can live with a kind of being involved. That means turning with it,
Right.
and without resisting
Right.
any particular turn and progression, which are just different kind of invitations. And that's why at the end of his poem, Stages, he says these profound lines that the call of life towards us will never end.
Right.
And it certainly will not end when our heart stops beating physically.
No.
And that is much more than a liberation,
Yeah.
because it's not another
You're not being
overcoming.
liberated from anything. You're being liberated into something that is endlessly unfolding and will always protect you and nourish you and grow
That's
you
right.
and sustain you. Yes.
And it doesn't replace one overcoming
Right.
fantasy with another one, with a
Right.
better one.
Right. It doesn't have to, because it recognizes that the core of existence is love and peace and an immeasurable intelligence that is guiding everything, that is the Tao. It's fundamentally a very Chinese position. I always think of Hesse as a Chinese poet writing in German, because he has this tremendous faith.
And then he was very influenced by Richard Wilhelm,
Yes, the
the
translation
great,
of the I Ching,
great
yeah.
German sinologist.
Yes.
And he did read and study the classics, whether it is the Tao Te Ching or the I Ching.
And The Secret of the Golden Flower played a huge
That's
part
right.
in his evolution, as it did in
and
Jung's.
his connection with
Yes.
Jung. So these are really, you go with the Tao, you don't
Yes.
fight it.
Yes.
And if you fight it, well,
You will lose.
and you will not even be a loser.
No.
Because you actually, the presence
Will guide you again, will help you up,
that's
will give you
right.
the wisdom that
That's
you need
right.
to
That's
become more
right.
sane.
That's right.
Let's end with this wonderful poem, Stages.
Stages. It is one of my favorite poems of all poets, actually. All blossoms will wilt, each youth fold into the mold of age. Wisdom and virtue never last forever. Your heart must always be ready to leave and ready to begin again. Must form new bonds with courage and without regret. Every beginning offers a magic power that protects us and helps us to endure. This journey through the realms of life was not meant to end in one home only. World Spirit does not want to tie us down, wants us to soar into the open. When we stay too long in one place, we get stuck in norm and habit. We wear out. Only embarking on new, unknown journeys can free us from the prison of stagnation. Maybe the moment of our death, too, is just another gate to new dimensions. The call of life to us will never end. Well then, my heart, take leave and heal.
Max, thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Great joy.
My pleasure.
I'm so glad we could do this.
And we thank Herman Hesse.
We thank Herman Hesse.